Well, from world champions to Olympic gold medalists and world record holders, indeed, the superstars have gathered in Budapest for ISL 2020 Swimming Reimagined. And 3 of the top 4 teams from a season ago are here, including the defending champions for day 2 of match 1 here from Budapest. And we are so glad you're alongside for the ride as well, alongside 3-time Olympic gold medalist Rowdy Gaines. I'm Bernie Guenther. Well, Rowdy, this truly is Swimming Reimagined. You had the best swimmers in the world competing for a team instead of themselves.
And such amazing talent. 39 Olympic medals, Bernie. 27 of them are gold. And by the way, you have the best male and female swimmer on the planet. And 3 of the 4 teams here tonight are from the United States. And remember, all those medals are just with these teams. It's
unbelievable. And many people at home, they've heard of Michael Phelps, but Caleb Dressel very well may be the new generation of Michael Phelps.
Well, he was certainly Phelpsian-like last summer at the World Championships. 8 World Championship medals, 6 of them gold. Incredibly versatile. He will be able to be a big factor for the Cali Condors.
Well, the story yesterday for the Cali Condors was Lilly King. She's the Olympic champion in the 100-meter breaststroke, and she's leading the MVP race.
Best breaststroker in the world on the women's side. You mentioned it, Olympic gold medal, world record holder, world champion. 19 straight for the ISL League here the last 2 seasons.
But one of the reasons Energy Standard is the defending champion, Sarah Schoestrom, last season she was the MVP.
She's the best woman swimmer in the world today, and she can do it all just like Dressel for the defending champ. She did it all last year. She was the MVP. Definitely worth a bow.
Certainly, she's one of the superstars. If you're new to the ISL, it is a whole new concept for the sport. 10 teams, 4 of them American, 24 athletes, equally split, male and female. This is how it works. They are racing for points. First place, you get 9 points. Last place, you get 1 point. Top 4 teams will make it to the Grand Championship in November 21st and 22nd. And only 1 team will be crowned ISL champions. And right now, for the moment, Rowdy, the defending champions, they're on the hooks. They didn't lose last season, but right now, Cali Condors, they have the lead, 280 points at the end of day number 1.
Tough first day, but this is a 2-day competition. They expect big things tonight, especially from that MVP, Sarah Schoestrom, and they have a lot of depth, both on the women and the men's side.
All right, let's get it started, and we start in a huge way on the pool deck first to begin things. It's the women's 100-meter freestyle, and this is a packed heat, and we get to see Sarah Schoestrom for the first time today. She won 3 races yesterday, Rowdy, winning the 100 fly, 4x100 freestyle relay, and the 50 free. That's why she's the ISL MVP. LA Current coming onto the pool deck. Beryl Gastadello, she swam at Texas A&M as a collegiate. She won 5 events a season ago, but all of those wins were 50s. Swimming right now for the Cali Condors, Erica Brown. Many know her, 2-time SEC Swimmer of the Year. She helped Tennessee win their first women's SEC title. Next to her, Natalie Hines, who swam for the Florida Gators, and there is Sarah Schoestrom. But the one to beat in the field very well maybe Siobhan Haughey, who won this event 3 times a year ago.
Well, Schoestrom wins the 50 free. She's the world record holder in the 50 fly. Haughey won the 200 freestyle. They kind of meet in the middle here. They were both 51 plus on the relays. Haughey led it off, though, with a 51.5. Schoestrom was 51.4. I think this race is going to be incredibly close. But the big deal is they're both on the same team. That's great news for Energy Standard.
You can see on the markers their ISL rating overall, and Sarah Schoestrom right now is currently the number 2 swimmer in all the ISL as far as how many points they think that she can gather for her team.
And it's really a tale of 2 halves here, Bernie, because Schoestrom's going to be out. She has the most raw speed of anybody else in this field. Haughey will be able to come back on the field, including Schoestrom perhaps.
Looks like a good start for Siobhan Haughey. She really came into her own at Michigan, where she was the Big Ten Swimmer of the Year helping the Wolverines win their first Big Ten title since 2004, and she just continues to get better.
Yeah, look at that, 24-4, almost a half a second ahead of Schoestrom. This is a huge strategy switch for her because she's usually coming back on the field, but she's showing a lot on her speed right now, looking really good.
Here comes Schoestrom halfway through this 200-meter freestyle, but Haughey,
look at that,
is going to watch. Schoestrom gets the win, 51.1.
Look at that. That's an MVP performance right there. Never panic whatsoever, Bernie. I mean, listen, she's got the world record in the 200-meter freestyle short course. So you know she's capable of having a great 100 and coming back on the field. You see the start right here. 50s and 100s, we're going to show you lots of starts because they are absolutely critical, especially in that short course format because you want to build that momentum. You see the two red caps in the pool? Both of them. Energy Standard, exactly what they needed to start this meet off. Then they go 1-2. 1-2 for Energy Standard.
Yeah, and 1-2, that is 16 points, and you see the jackpot time rule already playing in effect. The jackpot time was 1.8 seconds, so an extra point going to Sarah Schoestrom. 17 points for Energy Standard, but the Cali Condors still lead as we get an opportunity to see the top-rated swimmer and all the ISL stepping onto the pool deck. You talked about him in the open, and Caleb Dressel, 8 world championship wins in 2019. But the surprise yesterday, Roddy, was that he was beaten.
Yeah, it was really, I think, the upset of the meet, and we'll get to that a little bit more later on in the fly with Tom Shields winning that very first men's event. This one could be close too. You see that guy right there, Maxine Rooney? What a day for the rookie yesterday. A lot more about him to come.
Yeah, he had 2 victories. There's Caleb Dressel. He will be paired with Justin Rest. One of the things, again, about the ISL is your teammate is right next to you. It's not going to be your typical swimming race where you see that V in the middle of the pool because they're spread out. There's Florin Manadou. He's the 3rd-rated ISL swimmer, but in this event, he's rated 150th, more of a 50 specialist at this point in his career.
But he's got a great 100 short course meters. Not so much long course, but boy, he can get after it in a 25-meter pool.
Peter Timmons out in lane number 7. Silver in Rio 2016 in the 100 freestyle, and the European junior champ. And Matt Richards out in lane number 8. But it's going to probably come down to Rooney, Dressel, and Manadou. Does Manadou, can he go up to 100?
24 hours ago, I would have never said Rooney. I wouldn't have mentioned Rooney with Dressel and Manadou, but boy, he proved. We talked to him yesterday, and he said, I'm excited about being here. I've been swimming really good. This college format that I went through really helped me a lot. Missed his senior year at Texas last year because of COVID.
The number 1 and number 3 ISL rated swimmer swimming here in the 100 freestyle.
You see Dressel having a great start, 0.62 on his reaction. You know, I thought he did really well yesterday. I mean, you talk about being upset, but I think he's right where he wants to be. When you think about how long of a season that we're going to be in, we're going to be here for the next 5 weeks. He's just going to keep getting better and better.
Look at how tight the field is. Dressel, Manadou turning even with 25 meters to go. Who has the kick down the stretch? Dressel, Manadou battling it out to try to get 9 points for their team, and it's going to be Caleb Dressel getting his first win, 45-87.
That's a great swim. Boy, and you know what? Regardless of what you say about yesterday and where he was upset in a couple events, he put it all together today. And I knew that yesterday was just sort of a one-off. He was going to get better and better. And I texted him earlier. I said, you know, how you feeling? He said, you know, I feel a lot better today. I'm really proud of how I did yesterday, and he should be gold cap right there, just getting by Manadou, one of the fastest swimmers in history. Olympic gold medalist, by the way, back in 2012. You've got 2 Olympic gold medalists going at it.
Well, win number 1 for Caleb Dressel, and you see jackpot time coming into play, so he gets 10 points for that victory. And by the way, the swimming world has been waiting. He's likely to swim the 100 IM, a new event into the ISL later today. Good start for the Cali Condors. Caleb Dressel getting his first win of the 2020 season as his Condors soaring early on, leading on day 2. Live in Budapest for Swimming Reimagined. Man, what a story it has been in the first 2 days of ISL 2020. New rules taking into play. Lilly King right now currently leading the MVP standings. But again, you see Sarah Schoestrom with her 4th win. She's moved up to 3rd now, the defending MVP.
Yeah, you look at across the board, they are some superstars of the sport. No question about it.
And the biggest story, Rowdy, is that it's men and women both competing for MVP. Ryan Murphy currently 4th. It's something that is unlike anything we've ever seen in the sport.
I love it. They're basically competing against each other for that MVP, and believe me, they want it. There's a lot of money at stake there, too.
All right, here we go with the women's 200-meter butterfly. You talk about the cash. $6 million, the cash purse for these athletes that they can win across the 5 weeks of this season. As you see, Haley Flickinger, the ISL record holder, walking onto the pool deck. She's going to be in lane number 3, and between her and Kelsey Dahlia, this is another good event for the Cali Condors. Susanna Jacobos, she's going to be in lane number 5. Second last year in the 200 butterfly in Dallas. She is ISL rated number 3 in this event. And a whole new team for the New York Breakers, making some moves, and they got Buglarka Kappas. She was on the London Roar a year ago, long course world champion in this event. She's going to be out in lane number 8. Again, you can see their ISL rating overall as a swimmer, and all eyes have got to be on Kelsey Dahlia and Haley Flickinger in the middle.
Yeah, I mean, those two are definitely the ones to beat. They had a great day yesterday. Both looked very solid. First day of competition. Dahlia had her best event in the 100 fly yesterday, got 3rd, but Flickinger, this is her best event without question. She had the top 3 times in the world last year in 2019 long course version, won the silver at the Worlds last year as well, and will be a huge threat to win the Olympic gold medal next summer.
Yeah, and Haley Flickinger, she won the 200 fly 3 times a year ago, including in Las Vegas in the grand final where the top 4 teams were present.
Yeah, and Dahlia's the American record holder, by the way, 2:01.73. She's quick in this event as well. She's the 4th fastest performer in history in this event.
But early on, a good start for Helena Gasson for the LA Current. Semifinal in the 50 fly and the 100 butterfly. But again, there's a lot of questions. All of these swimmers have been battling the same thing that the viewers at home have been battling. Not every athlete has had as much access as they wanted to have to train the way that they like to do.
Everybody is in a bit of a different spot. And if you look across the board, there's only about a few tenths of a second separated 1 through 4. This 3/10 of a second separated 1st through 4th at the 100 wall. 008 going out.
Well, a lot can happen on the 3rd 50 here in the 200 butterfly, but right now it's Celana Chimrova out in lane number 7 for the New York Breakers, 7th at the World Championships in this event. She was an Olympic finalist, but on a relay, and she is in the lead by a half a second with Flickinger and Dahlia trying to chase her down for the Cali Condors.
There is Flickinger to the right with the gold cap, all the way over there in lane 7 with the dark cap. That's Chimrova, and there goes Flickinger right by her. That's the mark right there, the 175 mark where she took control.
Chimrova looking over, but it's Flickinger who's taken the lead, and now the battle is for second. Haley Flickinger trying to win the 200 fly for the 4th time in her ISL career, and she will do it. Chimrova will finish 2nd, and Susanna Jacobos 3rd.
Boy, just such poise. I mean, Haley Flickinger, it just looked so great early this season before COVID struck, and you can see that last turn, never a panic whatsoever. To the right of your screen with that gold cap, and boy, she's just looking good on each and every turn. That's where she won that race, especially the last 75 meters or so. She's 008 going out, back in 1:03.3. That's a pretty good swim for Haley Flickinger, and looking very strong at the end of that race. Unbelievable. Good start.
Condors flying early on, their second win, and again the jackpot time rule coming into effect. 4.8 seconds was the margin that the athletes had to be within Haley Flickener's touch. And the Cali Condors earning 15 points. Fourth win for Haley Flickener, down to the third member of our team, five-time Olympian Mark Foster. Haley Flickener coming home 32 flat, and we bring onto the pool deck now the men's 200-meter butterfly, and this is a battle between the top two ISL-rated swimmers in this event. Again, that's another part that you see Chad Leclos coming out with that number 7 next to him. Overall, he's the 7th rated swimmer in the field, but he's one of the top 2 rated swimmers coming back of next year. And that's a great thing for the viewers to try to follow at home how much these athletes are helping their team.
Yeah, and Leclos, the Olympic gold medalist in this event back in 2012. Remember, he upset Michael Phelps, the greatest of all time. He has 6 of the 10 fastest times in this event, Bernie, including 2 through 6. He's not the world record holder. Interesting story here. He broke the world record back in December of 18, but finished second in the race to Diaceto, so he lost that world record by 8/100ths of a second. Still, second fastest time in history. What a race Tom Shields had yesterday, though. Wow. Talked to him earlier, we did.
Yeah, Tom Shields took advantage of that jackpot time rule. He scored 12 points in the 100 butterfly. Everybody's thinking Caleb Dressel, but here
or Chad Leclos.
Chad Leclos, yeah.
And he upset both of them. And to me, at least up to this point, Bernie, that's the biggest upset of the meet so far, Tom Shields. Can he do it again? Remember, he's the American record holder in this event, 149 flat. You know, he broke the American record in this event 5 times in 7 years. So he's been able to do that in the past. I don't know, Leclos is just so good in this event. This is without a doubt his best event, the 200 butterfly.
Well, only 3/100ths of a second separating first and second after the first 50. There's Tom Shields on the left side of the screen. Look at him stay down.
You know what? I've really been impressed with Tom. You know, he was at a pretty low point a couple years ago, had not been swimming well. He swam so well at the Pan Ams at the very end, Pan Am Games last summer, 2019, and that really, I think, gave him a good shot in the arm to say, I'm still relevant in a big way. He certainly proved it yesterday, and he's proven it again here tonight, 125 down. And you know what? He's got the lead.
Tom Shields staying down, also moving up Eddie Wong, a new addition to the Cali Condors in lane number 4, and it's going to be Shields leading with 50 meters to go, and he's built now almost a full second lead.
Now, how much will Leclos look? Normally he's breathing forward, but every once in a while he'll take a peek, and look at Tom Shields still with a huge lead. Now, what does he have left the last 25 meters? It's still looking really good.
3 wins yesterday for Tom Shields. Eddie Wong trying to track him down. Tom Shields, can he hold on? He does! Oh. Tom Shields, 150.43, his 4th win of the weekend.
And he almost lost that on the touch. It was all about the finish. He barely got by Leclos by 5/100ths of a second. Start not that critical in the 200, but Tom used it to his advantage. Really good on his turns. Look how deep he gets, Bernie. He has one of the best underwater dolphin kicks in the world. And you can see how those turns are nice and tight each and every time, but it was the finish that really made the difference. Now look at this. He's all the way to the left, but watch his last stroke. He really did not want to take another stroke. Right there, let me in, let me in, let me in, and he got by. he got by him.
Now 3:10 separating first to third, and it's a huge difference, though, because not only did he get 9 points for the win, but he stole away 3 more points from Jan Swiatkowski and Josh Pernot. And so for the LA Current, they score 12 points, and our winner's down on the pool deck with Mark. Well, the Cali Condors maintaining their lead that they built on day number 1. And a big reason why the Condors had the day 1 lead is a brand new rule for ISL 2020. It was the jackpot time rule. Here's Olivia Schmolligan. Not only did she set an American record in the 50 backstroke, but the difference is 1.05 seconds. All the rest of the competitors, they need to touch within that margin. So Olivia Schmolligan, she scores 9 points. And you see the rest of the field, 5 points go into her, 4 points, 3, 2, and 1 for the rest of the athletes in this field that did not touch within that margin. So in totality, 24 points go to Schmolligan.
And it just shows you that you have to bring that A game every single time you race, because it can be really devastating on the point board, but also emotionally for these teams to have to give up these points.
Well, this is an event a year ago that Olivia Schmolligan dominated. She won this event 3 times. The only other swimmer that won this race was the London Roar's Minna Atherton. In fact, she set the first ever world record in ISL history at this pool a season ago. Again, just telling you the story about how the world's greatest swimmers are here in the ISL. You're only seeing 4 of the 10 teams in the ISL, Rowdy.
Yeah, 39 Olympic medals with only 4 of the 10 teams.
Well, Olivia Schmolligan, she's going to be in lane number 3. Won the 50 back, won the 4x100 meter, 24 points on the 50 backstroke. And she's a Georgia Bulldog. We're proud to be on live in the United States on CBS. And I don't know if she's going to be up at 2 a.m. to watch the big Georgia-Alabama game, Rowdy.
I know I'm not going to be up. Listen, Schmolligan was just spectacular yesterday. American record in that 50, 25.74. And she won this race, I say won it technically anyway, from the leadoff of the 400 medley relay. She went 55.6. Nobody was within a second of her. That's how good she was yesterday. She's got a chance at that American record, her own American record today, 55.47.
Well, the jackpot time in this race, 2.2 seconds, right next to Beta Nelson. She holds the short course American record in the 100 backstroke coming out of Wisconsin.
And the good news here, they are teammates. That's what's so great. You've got a Wisconsin girl, you've got Schmolligan, great swimmer for Georgia, and they are going at it right now. They're going to end up going 1-2.
Here comes Beta Nelson, but Schmolligan trying to hold her off. Cali Condors trying to get a 1-2 finish. Can Schmolligan snatch the points again? 55.66. Oh, just off the American record.
So close. And what a splendid second swim for Beta Nelson in the 100 back. Backed it up in the 200 back. She almost beat Seabaum yesterday, the Australian Olympic gold medalist, and she almost beats the world champion in Olivia Schmolligan today. Both of them Olympic gold medals. Beta Nelson never gave up on this race. She chased Olivia all the way down the stretch. Great underwater. You see her to the right of Schmolligan, but give it up to the American record holder in both the 50 and the 100 backstroke. A little long on the finish, but she'll take the victory.
She's loving the jackpot, Rowdy.
You bet.
24 points yesterday for her American record in the 50 backstroke, and she gets 15 points today. So 22 points going the way of the Cali Condors to maintain their lead. So it's Cali in the lead, the defending champions, Energy Standard, who have yet to be beaten so far in their short ISL history, second. LA Current third, and the New York Breakers fourth. Marks down with our jackpot specialist, Olivia Schmolligan. All right, up next, it's the men's 100-meter backstroke. It's a really good field. Radoslav Kvecki for the Cali Condors. He broke the ISL record in the 200 back. Matt Grievers has come on to Energy Standard. He is in lane number 5, and this is an event that is filled with Olympic champions in this event, Rowdy.
Yeah, this is a tough 100 backstroke. You've got the last 2 Olympic champions in Matt Grievers in 5 down there at the bottom of your screen. You see him right there, Ryan Murphy. 2 of the greatest backstrokers in history for the United States, and that is saying a lot because they have a rich tradition of backstroke in the U.S.
So Ryan Murphy win the 50 backstroke in the 4x100 medley relay. That was a big win, by the way, because it allowed LA Current to pick the skins. We'll have more on that later. But this is the moment that you would expect Energy Standard to really have to start stepping it up if they're going to try to cut into this lead by the Cali Condors.
And think about what they're doing. Murph is the long course world record holder, Olympic gold medalist, obviously, in this event. Former world record holder in the short course version is Matt Grievers. He's still the American record holder. 3 Americans went 1, 2, 3 in the 50 backstroke yesterday. That's one of the reasons why America, the United States, has been so good traditionally in the back.
Early lead going to Coleman Stewart.
Right, you know, he's one of those guys that I thought was going to have a breakout meet. He was looking so good at the NCAA level. You knew that he was so strong for NC State in so many ways. And look at him, all of a sudden, he may be pulling an upset a la Tom Shields.
Coleman Stewart in the lead. Ryan Murphy, though, charging down the stretch, and it is going to be, Ryan Murphy gets under 50 seconds, 49.62.
And Murph did it all the last 15 meters. He had another gear coming off that last wall. Great swim for Coleman Stewart, though. He goes his lifetime best, 50.1. Followed up that 50.5 on the medley relay yesterday. But the only guy to break 50, Bernie, that guy right in front of you. Look at that. My opinion still, buddy, he's still the best backstroker in the world. Yeah. I mean, he is. Until you take down the Olympic champion, he's the very best. But Coleman Stewart right there in the middle, stayed with him. He's got great underwaters, Bernie, but way to the right. Watch this long stretch for Ryan Murphy, and he gets it done.
And for Ryan Murphy, believe it or not, the defending Olympic champion, it's the first time that he has won the ISL in the 100 backstroke. That just shows you the depth of this league. Another big win for Ryan Murphy, who's down with Mark. All right, Rowdy, they have waited for it, and the time has arrived. Another new rule for ISL 2020 is the fact that we have the 100 IM, one length of the pool in each of the 4 strokes: butterfly, backstroke, breaststroke, and freestyle. I love it.
I just love this event. And those 2 swimmers right there should be the ones to beat. Schoestrom spectacular in her first and last 25. Margalis last 50. Not sure she has the speed to match up with Schoestrom. Remember, this is a 100 short course. You got a 200 IM? Absolutely, Margalis can do it. She won that yesterday, going away, by the way. So she went 58.3 last year. The American record, 58 flat by Katie Miley, done 4 years ago. She's got a shot at that as well.
Sarah Schoestrom, red cap, lane number 5. She's the leader, halfway home, trying to get her 5th win here in Budapest. In match 1 of ISL 2020, but a lot can change here on the breaststroke portion.
That's exactly right. I don't mean to interrupt, Bernie, but everything changes on the breaststroke, no doubt about it. But Schoestrom has the lead. That's a dangerous place to be for everybody else heading into her best stroke.
Schoestrom in the lead. Abby Woods trying to track her down in lane number 7, but nobody's going to catch Sarah Schoestrom. A big win for Energy Standard, her 5th of the match as she wins it out of lane number 5.
Great swim for Gorbenko for the Current to get second over Margalis at 58.43. Remember, Melanie Margalis also has the 400 IM coming up a little bit later on, but she gets the bronze right there, gets 3rd place. But Schoestrom, only swimmer under 58. And really, once she headed into the freestyle with a lead, it was just clear sailing. Right in the middle with a red cap. No doubt about this one. About a half a second better than anybody else in the field. And it was tight between 2nd and 5th. Only 0.4 of a second separates 2nd through 5.
Well, Sarah Schoestrom finally taking advantage of the jackpot times rule. She earns 12 points for Energy Standard as they try to close that deficit with the Cali Condors, who are in the lead about halfway home here on day number 2. Up next, men's 100 IM, and for swimmers, just talking about how rare this is, we're going to get a chance to see Caleb Dressel. He hasn't swum this event since he was 10, Rowdy.
Right. I texted him earlier, and I asked him, I said, when was the last time, buddy, you ever swam this? He goes, I don't remember, quite frankly, maybe 11, 12, but they don't even have an 11 or 12-year-old 100 IM in Florida. I think it was way back when he was like 10 years old. So, but he's looking forward to it. He was laughing about it.
As Caleb Dressel will be in the middle in lane number 4. Out on the outside, there's Kolesnikov and Max Stupin. Kolesnikov's got some great speed, particularly on the backstroke portion of this. And then out in lane number 7, Michael Andrew. He was 4th at the World Championships in this event, the World Short Course Champion in 2016.
And we haven't talked much about Michael, and he's one of those wonderkind that just had an amazing career as a youngster, perhaps the greatest age group swimmer in history for the United States, has done it all for the New York Breakers, and you can see the comparison right there. I think Andrew has a shot here. This is his first swim of the meet. This is the 2nd swim for Dressel. Seliskar, keep an eye on him up there in down there in lane number 1. He won the 200 IM yesterday.
Seliskar will be at the bottom. Caleb Dressel in the middle in lane number 4. And Michael Andrew in lane number 7. Those are likely the ones to beat. And you see Michael Andrew pushing the pace, turning first after the first 25 butterfly.
He doesn't have a weak stroke. That's what's so amazing about Michael Andrew. He literally does not have a weakness. Everybody else has a little bit of a weakness, maybe except for Caleb Dressel. But Voss, he got 2nd in the 200 IM yesterday to Seliskar, and both of them are swimming very well right now.
Everybody chasing Voss with 25 meters of freestyle to go. Look at this battle down the stretch. Michael Andrew pops up first, but here comes Caleb Dressel trying to get his 2nd win of the day, and Dressel will do it. 51-36. 1-2 for the Cali Condors.
And you talk about weakness, okay, Caleb Dressel has a weak backstroke, maybe. And that's a big maybe. But fly, breast, freestyle, holy smokes, that guy is so good. And watch the start. He's told me before, he actually uses his arms to help propel him forward, Bernie. He's talked about that explosiveness, not only with his back leg, but also his arms. He uses those arms for that strength. And right there in the middle, gold cap, he goes by everybody on the freestyle. Look at that. And remember, in breaststroke, heck, he's been 50 flat yards. That guy can get after 100 IM. First time in what? 15 years he's swimming?
Not bad.
Not bad at all.
And after yesterday, Dressel going without a win, it was a surprise. Cali Condors head coach Jonte Skinner, Jason Lezak, their general manager. This is why we got the best swimmer on the planet particularly on the men's side. His second win of the day as he helps keep the Cali Condors in the lead, leading by 78 points over the defending champions, trying to hand them their first loss. Oh, Caleb Dressel getting things done here in Budapest. Well, back alongside three-time Olympic gold medalist Rowdy Gaines and five-time Olympian Mark Foster. Bernie Gunther with you here in Budapest, day 2, match 1, women's 200-meter freestyle on the pool deck. And again, this is another huge field. We get to see Allison Schmidt onto the pool deck for the first time here in ISL 2020. She's a huge pickup for the Cali Condors.
Yeah, three-time Olympian, 8 Olympic medals, 4 of them gold, including this event back in 2012 in London.
Well, Siobhan Haughey, she's going to go for Energy Standard in lane number 5. Won this event 3 times a year ago. Right now they're without Femke Hemskert, who unfortunately tested positive for COVID-19 right before she was about to go on the airplane to Budapest. So right now, waiting for a negative test. She's asymptomatic. She's in really good shape, but that gives way for Allison Schmidt to really try to take command of this race, or Siobhan Haughey, because Energy Standard, they're without the number 5 rated swimmer in this event.
Tall order, though. You're going against the world record holder in this event, Schoestrom. Haughey won 3 times last year, including the best time of all in the ISL last year. She was 4th at the World Championships last summer. A lot of star power in this event. 3 of the top 10 times in history, all represented by 3 of these swimmers: Schoestrom, Schmidt, and Haughey.
You see our points at the bottom of the screen. Cali Condors in the lead, 388 points. You get 9 points for first place, all the way down to only 1 point for 8th place. The jackpot time in this race, 4.5 seconds. That's how close you have to be to the final swimmer, the first swimmer, I should say, that touches the wall.
26.5 for Haughey there. Out first, but not by much, that's for sure. Schmidt hanging right in there with her.
Allison Schmidt, gold cap, middle of the pool, lane number 4. You see her on the right side. Haughey in the red cap, and only 2 100ths of a second separating those two swimmers after the first 100.
55.3 going out for both of them. And Allison Schmidt, red cap, looking really smooth right now. Just very easy. Both Haughey and Schmidt looking so nice and easy. They haven't gone to their legs yet. Schoestrom up there just kind of making a little bit of noise. 50 meters left to go.
Let's see what happens here on the final 50. Haughey has taken the lead. She's in front only by 6 100ths. Schoestrom trying to move up. She'd love to touch the wall 3rd, but Haughey, she's taken command of the race in the final 50.
And this is why Haughey swam such a great 400 yesterday. She's able to swim anything from 100 all the way up to a 400. Winning it going away.
And she is thinking jackpot, folks. She is going to get the win. 4th time she's won this race. And let's check out the margin, because this could be really big for Siobhan Haughey.
151.67. That's faster than she went in the entire league last year, winning it 3 times. So she's got to be thrilled with that win, especially knowing she's coming off the 100 freestyle earlier in the meet. Great swim, by the way, though, Bernie, for Allison Schmidt. 7 points. That is huge there for Cali.
Brand new ISL record as Haughey wins this race for the 4th time. And the Cali Condors, though, still in the lead as Energy Standard trying to cut into the lead. 21 big points on that race. Now, this is the biggest pickup of the offseason, particularly for Energy Standard, featured in this race, the 200 freestyle. Danis Rapsis, he's going to be in lane number 5. And he ran away yesterday with the 400 freestyle. Maxine Rooney in 1, Sheffer in 2. Backlaw had a great collegiate career at Florida, but not a great day yesterday, finishing 7th. But there's Rapsis, his ISL rating moving up after yesterday. He's moved into the top 100 into number 16. I think it's going to keep climbing because he's going to be that valuable.
There's no doubt about it. He will keep moving up. This is all Rapsis. The rookie should run away with this. He won the 400 easily yesterday. He was out. Think about this, Bernie. He was out in 146.8 at the 200. That was 3 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. In the 400 yesterday, there might be 3 or 4 swimmers here that don't even go 146.8. That's how good Rapsis is and how good he's swimming. I think he's the best 200, 400 freestyler in the world today.
Rapsis is going to be in lane number 5, European short course champion in both the 200 and the 400. He's got multiple Lithuanian records in backstroke, freestyle, and butterfly, so we might see him with a little versatility during the course of ISL 2020.
And you said it. It was, without a doubt, the biggest and most important pickup for any team. And, of course, the rich get richer with Energy Standard. Rapsis, he won the World Championship last summer, but was DQ'd for a false start. He didn't really false start. He just flinched a little bit, but that caused him to be disqualified after winning the gold medal. So he didn't come away with gold at Worlds last year, but he had a big swim in the 400 this year.
But the story yesterday, Maxine Rooney,
a
rookie. He was 4th last summer at U.S. Summer Nationals, and he is already pushing the pace here.
And remember, he swam the 100 earlier. He just finished outside the money in 4th, but he's way on the outside, and I'm not sure anybody can see him. Now, we're still early on at the halfway point, 49.7 with him and his teammate. LA Current way out there right now early on.
He was a huge factor yesterday because we'll see it later today. Unlike last year, the Skins, which is 3 back-to-back-to-back 50s, that is last year freestyle, gets to be picked by the winning 4x100 medley relay, and Rooney's a big reason why LA Current picked backstroke as opposed to freestyle.
I don't think Rapsis can even see them. I mean, he might be able to if he gets a quick look. You can see him starting to rush his stroke a little bit. Up there in the red cap, he's starting to scramble a little bit because he knows, you know what, I've got 2 guys ahead of me. I've got a lot to cut out to catch him.
Rooney is faded. Scheffer taking the lead. Here comes Rapsis trying to come home, but nobody is going to catch Scheffer. He will touch first. Rapsis second, and Felix Albach, who was 2-time Big Ten Swimmer of the Year at Michigan, winning it in lane number 8. Another victory for the LA Current, currently 3rd, trying to move up and jump in front of Energy Standard. But first, onto the pool deck, the women's 50-meter butterfly, where we have a battle of 5 of the top 6 rated swimmers in this event. That shows you how stacked this race is, Rowdy.
Well, you've got Schoestrom, who is the 10. She actually has the top 16 times in history in the long course version. Only 3rd fastest performer, though, is short course. And I'm counting about 7 minutes since she got out of the 200 freestyle, so no rest for her. That's why there could be a little bit of an upset here.
We got Beryl Gastadello in lane number 1. She is the ISL record holder in this event. She won this event in Las Vegas. Sarah Schoestrom won this event 3 times a season ago.
And I would say Gastadello's got a chance just because Schoestrom is just getting out of a really tough 200 freestyle.
Sarah Schoestrom, the reigning MVP in ISL 2019, currently the MVP leader with 55 points in front of Schmolligan. Can she get another win? Out really good the first 25.
Yeah, Gastadello looking really good going out. Boy, she is flying right now. Nobody's going to see her.
The reigning ISL MVP is defeated in the 50 fly. Gastadello gets the win, and 9 points going to LA Current.
Wow, and that's her lifetime best swim in this event and a new ISL record. Wow, what a swim right in front of you. Beautiful, clean entry there, and then it's all about the turn. It's about that start to start, and then you build that momentum, goes over to her side, and look at that dolphin kick. Look at the speed she has. You see Schoestrom right there in the middle. She just didn't have enough spark coming off that 200 freestyle. Just didn't have enough gas left in the tank. But don't give anything away from Gastadello. That's not a fluke. That is a champion.
Fourth time in her young ISL career that she's won the 50 butterfly, and she makes her record even better. 12 points to the energy standard, 10 points for the current. And look at this, though. Cali Condors still maintaining the lead as we welcome in this 50 butterfly. Can Caleb Dressel win for the third time today? He's going to have to battle against Tom Shields, who's going to be in lane number 1. He's the 5th rated ISL swimmer in this event. In fact, we have 5 of the top 6 ISL rated swimmers in this 50 fly. There's Caleb Dressel. He's going to be in lane number 3. He's the reigning world champion in this event. Energy standard, can't count out Florent Manadou. 4th rated swimmer, or Chad Leclos.
Yeah. Leclos has been under 22 4 times. Nobody else has ever been under 22. Dressel's American record, 22.06. He broke that twice in the ISL season. You see Michael Andrew right there, Bernie. He's a great 50 butterflyer. He can swim a 50 of any stroke, and they're all pretty much dead even as far as his versatility.
Yeah, we'll see if Michael Andrew can add the knockout punch, but these are 3 swimmers likely to watch. Tom Shields in lane 1, Caleb Dressel in lane number 3, and Chad Leclos in lane number 6. Dressel trying to get his 3rd victory here on day number 2, trying to climb up the MVP standings. He was the MVP in every event he competed in a year ago.
And watch Tom Shields already winning the 100 and the 200 butterfly. Doesn't have quite the speed on the first 25 as Dressel.
Dressel and Leclos turning neck and neck. Chad Leclos trying to battle it out. Manadou trying to close the speed, but I don't think anybody's going to catch Caleb Dressel. He wins his 3rd event here on day number 2, 22:46.
And made it look easy. I mean, he's made every single one of his races look easy. Had a tough time yesterday, but boy, oh boy, what a day 2 for Caleb Dressel. Tight battle for second. In fact, 17 100ths of a second separated 2nd through 5th. That's why you don't want to blink in this 50 butterfly, but clearly, gold cap, 3 from the right, 3 from the left rather, that is the man. The best swimmer in the world, and he just proved it again why he is today.
Action-packed day for Caleb Dressel, his 3rd win, and now he's scored 49 points for his team so far over this 2-day match. Energy standard, though, still outscoring the Cali Condors by 2 points in that event alone. And our match total at this point, Cali Condors in the lead, 423 points. And coming up next, Olympic champion Lilly King. Can she go 20 for 20 to start her ISL career? We'll find out when we come back. Well, and Lilly King entered the day in the MVP lead with 38.5 points. She's yet to swim. So you see Sarah Schoestrom has taken the lead in our MVP standings. Again, men and women both competing for that MVP title overall. But Lilly King, she's got this race, potential jackpot points. And maybe for the first time ever, Roddy, we're going to get a chance to see a 50 breaststroke skins race where she possibly could swim 3 consecutive 50 breaststrokes with a whole lot of points on the line.
At some point, Bernie, I think she's got a shot at the world record during this ISL season. At some point, 102.3 is the record. She went 103 flat to set the ISL record last year. The world record in the short course meters is the only thing missing in her war chest. Remember, world record holder in the 100 long course, double world champion, Olympic gold medalist.
Well, she was tested yesterday in the 50 breaststroke by Benedetta Pilato, who is in lane number 6. She's only 15 years old. She was second in the 50 breaststroke at only 14 years old.
And she chased King to that American record, which was sensational, 28.86. On the relay, she was about a second and a half ahead of everybody else at the first 50. In the 200, she was the same, a second and a half everybody else. 29.6 on the way out. Wow, that's a half a second ahead of Pilato.
What a start for Lilly King. She's thinking jackpot. The jackpot time in this race, 2.25 seconds. She's got a chance to get some big points here.
Pilato hanging in there, though, with her. Gonna make it interesting at the end.
Pilato trying to charge home. Can Lilly King hold her off? Lilly King trying to remain unbeaten, but Pilato down the stretch, but King holds on. She gets the win, 103.16. And it's first and third for the Cali Condors, at least 15 seconds. And look at this, 24 points. Jackpot being cashed in by Lilly King there in that race.
Smokes, that equals the jackpot up to this point. We saw Schmolligan Murphy get it yesterday, and she is flying. No, wait a second. She swam breaststroke. She's still flying, though. Oh, my goodness. Oh, is there anything better to look at than Lilly King in a 100-meter breaststroke? I'm just not real sure. I just love to watch Lilly King swim. Pilato in that red cap, the youngster, the 15-year-old, could she be in the making to be the next Lilly King? Not yet. She's flying away with it.
Lilly King with her win. The Cali Condors outscore Energy Standard on that race by 23 points. So their lead that was 60 points is now 83 points. Lilly King, she loves the jackpot. She is now the MVP leader, and she's down on the pool deck with Mark Foster. Well, Lilly King will still really be tested in the 50 breaststroke skins. Back on the pool deck for the men's 100-meter breaststroke. 83 points, the lead now for the Cali Condors, trying to dethrone the defending champion, Energy Standard. Again, they haven't lost since ISL was created a season ago. They were perfect last year throughout the regular season, the European Derby, and of course, the defending champions after winning the ISL championship in Las Vegas. Here is the field for the 50 breaststroke. Ilya Shimanovic, Marco Koch, who set an ISL record yesterday in the 200 breaststroke, is going to be out in lane number 8. He looked like he was in form.
Yeah, they both looked really good, but they both look really good in two completely different events. The 50, Shimanovic, the 200, Koch. Now they marry right here in the middle in the 100.
Yeah, Shimanovic, ISL record in the 50. Marco Koch, ISL record in the 200 breaststroke. Who has that perfect middle-of-the-line speed to win this 100 breaststroke here?
And you've got to tune in all season because we've got the best breaststroke male in the world today, Adam Peaty. He'll be up in a few days. Yeah, tomorrow we'll see Adam Peaty, no doubt about it.
Yeah, the matches continue tomorrow. London Roar, the 4th American team, DC Triton, Team Iron with Katinka Hosu doing battle.
See, I really think that the 100 really lends itself to the sprinters. I mean, Shimanovic is really proving it's really hard to come off those walls short course to be any kind of factor, and Koch is just going to run out of room.
And he's got a chance for a 1-2 finish. Shimanovic finishes first, and Felipe Lima, his teammate, will finish third. Koch gets his hand on the wall second.
And a full second ahead of Koch, and that's where short course meters is such a huge factor in those 50s and 100s. The 50 guys are always going to be favored in the 100. Doesn't always work out that way, no question, but in a situation like this where walls are so critical, you remember you're spinning, I don't know, in breaststroke you're probably spinning at least 30 to 40% of the race underneath the water, and Shimonovich is one of the best in the world on the walls. This is going to be a lot of fun to see him and Petey go at it sooner or later.
Well, Energy Standard outscores the Cali Condors by 18 points in that event as Shimonovich, he uses the jackpot time standard to snatch the points away from the two Cali Condors breaststrokers, and so the lead is now 65 points for the Cali Condors over the defending champion Energy Standard and LA Current, still holding at that number 3 spot. All right. Will we see another American record right here? That is what's potentially on the line here in this 400 IM. Anastasia Gorbenko, you said she had a great 100 IM earlier. But first, before that 400 IM, we have the 4x100 mixed freestyle relay. And this is a new event, really to the swimming world that's really come onto the scene the last couple of years all over the world, Rowdy.
I know there has been a lot of controversy, Bernie, over the mixed relays. I personally love them. We won't see the 400 mixed free relay at the Olympics. It's held at the World Championships, obviously here at ISL, but we will see the mixed medley relay at the Olympic Games for the first time in history, and that guy is going to be a huge factor for the United States next summer at the Olympic Games in the mixed medley relay. It's one reason why he won 6 gold medals at the World Championships. This was one of them, and the mixed free relay is so much fun to watch because you're going to see the lead change tremendously potentially. Although I got to tell you, Bernie, this one's pretty set. All the men will go the first 2 spots. All the women will go the second 2 spots. You don't always see that, but in this case you do.
Well, the ISL is proud to be on in the United States on CBS, and you get a chance to see a very interesting strategy. Again, you talked about it, that as far as the coaches are concerned, you can mix this one up. You can go male, female, male, female. You could go both of the males up front and the females at the back end.
And you'll see that in the medley relay. The mixed medley relay, they do that often. Not as much, but they certainly do it a lot more in the free relay. It's pretty cut. And the reason that is, people are wondering, well, why would you put your men out front? Well, you want to try to give them a little bit of clean water. You don't want a man to dive into the water 5-6 seconds behind, which they are about that much ahead of the women, about 5 seconds on each one.
Tonley Haas leading the way. In lane number 3 for the Cali Condors. Tate Jackson swimming the lead leg for the leading relay team out in 22-2. Look at how tight this field is, Rowdy.
I think it's smart with Cali Condors. Jonty Skinner kind of sliding Dressel in the second spot. Didn't lead him off. That gives him a little room to kind of fly and gives him a little bit more rest. You can, even though it's a minute, you need all the rest you can get in a field like this.
Now here comes Dressel diving into the pool. For Energy Standard, Chad Leclos, they're battling again.
Well, I know Caleb did a swim clinic with me about 2 months ago, and, you know, he was just so positive about where he was at in his training. You know, he was obviously hugely disappointed in what has transpired with all the athletes with the postponement of the Olympic Games, but he was really looking forward to the ISL season, and he just said, you know, I'm feeling confident. I feel like my old self.
Yeah, this is the first time this year, Rowdy, that the greatest swimmers on the planet have gotten together to compete against one another, and we get it for 5 weeks. Condors in the lead. The men are done, and into the pool are the females.
That's great. Great split by Dressel.
And look at the versatility of Olivia Schmolligan. We saw her win the backstroke and by a huge margin. Now she dives into the pool going against Abby Weitzel, who's at the bottom of the screen, in lane number 1 for the LA Current. And the Current have taken the lead now.
No doubt about it. You've got the 1-2 punch of Hahi and Schoestrom for Standard. By the way, Dressel was 46 flat on his split, but Energy Standard's Chad Leclos went 46.7, which kind of kept Standard right in it.
All right, Sarah Schoestrom getting ready to dive in the pool as Haughey, she's given Energy Standard the lead and by a half a second.
And that's the difference when you've got Haughey and Schoestrom swimming on any relay. 51 flat for Siobhan Haughey. That's a second faster than anybody else in the field.
Natalie Hines trying to track her down for the Cali Condors in the gold cap. Beryl Castadello swimming at the bottom of the pool in lane number 1 for the LA Current, but it's clean, clear water for Schoestrom, who still has a half a second lead with 50 meters to go.
And she won't have the skins after this, so she can let it loose here the last 25. Remember, she kind of slipped back to the field a little bit in the 50 fly. Boy, she has had a day, hasn't she? And look at Natalie Hines having a great swim.
Schoestrom's, she's got a relay win. Double points for the relay. 18 points going for that relay win to Energy Standard. What a day for the reigning MVP. All she does is win. Another victory for Energy Standard trying to catch the Cali Condors. Well, what a start to ISL 2020. We're just getting started. The first weekend of 5 weeks of swimming. 10 teams all trying to make it to the final. That'll be November 21st and November 22nd. We already saw an American record yesterday by Melanie Margalis in the 200 IM. She won 2 events yesterday. What is she going to do for an encore? She's going to be in lane number 3.
I think she's got a great chance at her own American record. Again, she broke it twice during the ISL season last year, 4:34. I mean, just amazing yesterday. She broke that American record for the 5th time in 2 years, 2:04 flat, and I think she's going to be the class of the field here.
Now, last season, it was either Melanie Margalis or Katinka Hosu of Team Iron that won this event. We'll see Katinka get her chance to swim in her home pool tomorrow. But right now, all eyes are on Melanie Margalis. You see her best time, 4:24.15. Not only is that an ISL record, but it's an American record.
4:24.15. If she breaks the record yesterday, you've got to believe in an event that I think is even better for her, the 400 IM. She's got a shot here.
Well, and speaking of tomorrow, the DC Triton are going to enter the pool for the first time this season, and Olympic champion Caitlin Sandino joining us on the broadcast. General manager for the Triton, and how much fun would it have been for you to get a chance to swim in ISL?
How does your team, Caitlin, look going into tomorrow? I think it's so cool and amazing that, you know, to be the first woman GM, the only woman GM really for the ISL, that's got to be a sense of pride for you.
And again, talking about the equality, the fact that the teams are comprised of 12 men, 12 females, all vying for their team together. There's no separate points, and all going up against one another for the MVP as well is pretty special. Well, Caitlin, thanks so much for joining us. We look forward to seeing your team take their splash tomorrow, match number 2 of ISL 2020. Well, early on, this race going back and forth, the early leader was Zuzana Jacobos of Energy Standard, but now we see Melanie Margalis start to move up. She really likes the second half of this race. Also, Abby Wood out in lane number 7.
Great back half of a race. She was really good that first 50, 36.9, that first 50 of the breaststroke. Nobody even really close except for Wood, who was 36.5. Margalis has a great freestyle as well. Jacobos also has a good freestyle, though, a very good freestyle.
Well, Margalis, a proud Georgia Bulldog. She was a national champion for the Bulldogs. I'm sure she's looking forward to her football team on CBS later tonight, taking on Alabama as they are trying to vie for being in contention for the national championship. But right now, she's got eyes on trying to win this race for the Cali Condors, and she is in a battle with Abby Wood, who had a great swim yesterday in the 200 IM, and right now she's in the lead.
Well, she was second in the 200 IM, but remember, Margalis has a great 200 freestyle. In fact, she has swum on many national teams for the United States, and she takes the slight lead there, 30.9 on that first 50. Abby Wood was 32 flat. I think she left it all in the breaststroke. Right now, it's all Melanie Margalis, and you keep an eye on that clock. 4:24.15 American record. Not sure she's going to get it, but it's going to be close.
And right now, the Cali Condors trying to go first and third to extend their lead. Melanie Margalis, she's got her third individual win. 9 more points for the Cali Condors, and they do go first and third, so they'll score at least 15 points. The jackpot time in this race was about 10.5 seconds, so we'll see how much further ahead she was from the field.
What a day for Flickener, too. Great win in the 200 fly. Gets third to her teammate. Another spectacular day for Margalis in her third event. 4:25.4. I still think that American record is going down at some point during this amazing ISL season.
Cali Condors, they love this new rule, the jackpot time. 12 points scored by Margalis. Totality, Cali Condors with 18 points. They've got 489 points ahead of Energy Standard. Men's 400 IM now on the pool deck. Andrew Seliskar, he had 5 wins for the LA Current. He won the 200 IM yesterday, so it was his 6th win of his young ISL career, and he dominated this event a season ago, winning in Dallas and in Budapest, as well as the American Derby in College Park.
We had a chance to talk to him right before the meet started, and you know, he felt so good about yesterday. He feels really good about the team. You know, he's so used to that unbelievable team format that they have at Cal Berkeley, who has won multiple national titles, trading back and forth with the University of Texas over the last 10 years. They've either been first or second for 10 straight years. Incredible breaststroke leg. He'll be down there in lane number 1. That's what's so cool about the ISL, too. I mean, normally you'd see a top qualifier like Seliskar be in the middle of the pool. Not here. Way down in lane 1. And actually, I think 1 and 8 have the advantage, Bernie, because they have a clean lane on either side of them.
And you see his rating. You call him still an IM specialist, a distance specialist, but it still shows that you can play a big role in your team because he's still right on the outside of the top 25.
Well, that rating is certainly going to improve if he wins this race. Solid in the 100 IM.
Well, the European short course champion, Max Litchfield, is going to be in lane number 5. He might be someone that can come up and try to challenge against Andrew Seliskar. But so far, this match has belonged to the Cali Condors. We're joined now with their general manager and Jason Lezak, known for the finish, winning gold in that 4x100 freestyle relay in Beijing. And Question, can you guys finish like you did in Beijing now?
Jason, what does this environment mean to you, knowing that you had such a great career? Can you imagine, we asked Caitlin, can you imagine having something like this during your career? I know you're thrilled with where you're at right now, but are you a little surprised that that you're taking it to the defending champion so early on?
Jason, what would it mean for your team to get their first ISL win here in year number 2? Because a lot of people thought you guys would win a lot of matches a year ago. Well, and we know that John T. Skinner is your head coach, and our thoughts and prayers certainly with Jeff Julian, who was the head coach going into this, battling stage 4 cancer, and we just want to certainly give our thoughts and prayers to Jeff at home watching today. Well, thanks so much, Jason. Jason Lezak, general manager and Olympic champion, known for that great relay win in Beijing. And right now, Andrew Seliskar in a little bit of trouble down at the bottom of the screen. The race at the top between lanes 5 and lane 6. And Energy Standard trying to go 1-2. They need to cut into this lead, Rowdy.
0.4 of a second separated the top 4 swimmers, and Seliskar was not among the top 4. He was 2:00, 2 seconds behind, but he has an amazing back half of his race. The two at the breaststroke and the freestyle, without a doubt, are his better strokes. So he will start to run him down a little bit, and you can see that right now. He's going to go from 5th, or at least go from 4th to perhaps 2nd here.
Stupin is going to be in the lead with 100 meters of freestyle to go. 66 points, the current advantage for the Cali Condors. And again, right now the Condors, they aren't even in the picture. It's Energy Standard and the LA Current battling it out for points here in this 400 IM.
34.4 on that 50 breast. Seliskar was 34.5. And you know you've got 2 solid freestylers up there as well. So who knows if Seliskar is going to be able to catch him.
Energy Standard trying to go 1-2, trying to upset Andrew Seliskar, who won this event 3 times last year.
It's not going to happen. I think these guys are going to beat him.
The European short course champion, Max Litchfield, into the lead. Jakob Heidman trying to battle to get into 2nd for the LA Current. Litchfield trying to hold on, and he gets the win for Energy Standard, 4:04.50. First and 4th for Energy Standard, but you don't want to miss this. Lilly King for the first time ever. 50 breaststroke skins when we come back. All right, here we go. It comes down to this. The Cali Condors in the lead, and it is time for the skins. And for the first time ever in ISL history, we've got 50 breaststroke skins. Of course, that's because Jason Lezak's squad won the 400 medley relay yesterday, and now we see how Lilly King will fare over the course of 3. She's hoping 50s of breaststroke.
And back to back to back with very little rest, no chance to warm down. Basically have to stay right there. The good news for a Lilly King or a Molly Hannes, they only have to get top 4 in this first heat.
Yeah, this is how it works. 8 swimmers start. Only 4 survive the first round. 3 minutes later, those 4 swimmers swim again. Only 2 move on, and only 1 can be the skins winner Lilly King right in contention to try to be the match MVP.
Strategy here is just critical. You've got to do just enough to lay off that first heat, but you can't take too much of a risk of being outside that top four. King won this race by a second and a half over the 5th place finisher. So she could really come back to the field and actually look around a little bit and still be safely on to the next round. It really looked pretty clear-cut, the top four: King, Pilato, Hannes, and Clark, based on yesterday anyway.
Energy Standard trying to stay in the race.
You see it look?
King looking over, trying to make sure she out-touched Pilato, and here in the skins, oh, King got her again. King, Hannes, Pilato, Clark. Those are the 4 that are moving on.
Exactly what happened as top 4 yesterday. In fact, the same order of finish: King, Pilato, Hannes, and Clark. And now you can see them immediately going into a warm down. I say warm down, well, they have to stay in this pool. They have 3 minutes, right, Bernie?
Yep.
3 minutes, and then they've got to hop up and do it all over again. Watch the replay. Very smart strategy for King. She did just enough to win, 29-1. About 3/10 off she went yesterday. Pilato was strong too, but you can see the 4 right there in the middle of the pool. Clearly, no problem for any one of those 4. In fact, 5th place was a full half-second behind. King just touches Pilato again, but now it gets tricky.
And the jackpot time rule, it is in effect here in the skins. 15 points going the way of Lilly King, as 2 from the Cali Condors advance, as well as 2 from Energy Standard. And they're about to go, as you see the clock at the bottom, in just 1 minute. The question is, what's the strategy?
Well, first of all, you've got to do everything you can to get those legs ready. And you see the trainer trying to say, hey, listen, I'm going to try to get you loosened up as much as I can. That's all they can do. They can only have the trainer, and they can only have themselves to be able to put them through this next round. Now, this next round, let's take a look at that. Yesterday, again, taking a look at yesterday, this should be clearly between King and either Pilato and that woman right there, Molly Hannes, because Pilato was second, 11 100s behind King, but Hannes was 18 100s behind King, only 7 100s behind Pilato. So there is nothing more that Jonty Skinner and Jason Lezak would love than to have Hannes and King make it to the final.
Well, remember, Pilato, Italian national record holder, Clark, British national record holder. Pilato's only 15 years old. We'll see if her youth is an advantage here.
That's a great point, Bernie. Really good point. I think that youth is actually going to help her here. And she certainly hasn't shown any sign of weakness thus far.
Only 2 will move on. Who will it be? King, Hannes, Pilato, Clark, battling it out.
Clark and Pilato actually had a little bit quicker starts than King and Hannes, excuse me.
Yeah, look at Hannah. She's the first of the turn, trying to move on.
Look at this, to the left right there. You've got both Americans. Here comes Pilato. King looks like she's got it, takes a quick look, takes another look.
Oh, Cali Condors, they get 2 onto the final. King and Hannes advance.
How about that? How about that? 2 of the best breaststrokers in the world today going head to head. King gets it done and goes right into warming down, but at this point, you know, it's all about individual effort now, because team-wise, it doesn't matter. They both share every single point, and Pilato's got to be disappointed. 5 100ths of a second behind Molly Hannes. And what a difference a day makes. Hannes was 7 100ths of a second behind Pilato yesterday. The table turned a little bit. Watch King all the way to the left. Hannes right next to her. Pilato to her right is charging. She's charging. She's going to make a move right here. But no way. Cali gets it done.
That is big for the Cali Condors, trying to win this match, their first match win, if they can hold on. And Lilly King, she keeps racking up the points, and she is going to be really difficult to beat now in the MVP race. $20,000 is the MVP purse spread over the course of the top 3 swimmers in the competition. And there she is, scoring 14 points, taking 5 points away from Clark in the second round of the skins. And now the winner of this last round gets 14 points.
And the winner really is Cali.
Yep.
I mean, that's the real winner in all of this. It's the Cali Condors. And right now, King and Hannes can just celebrate because it really doesn't matter as far as the team goes, which is so critical here for the ISL, obviously. But right now, it's about all that pride. King has not been beaten, right?
Yeah.
Amazing. That's pretty cool, man, to know that she has literally not been beaten in ISL competition.
One more still to go. Lilly King, Molly Hannes, Cali Condors, they're going to win the skins no matter who touches first, but you know King wants to be still unbeaten.
You see Dressel, Margalis looking on. Oh, great start by Lilly King. Great start, 0.66 on the reaction time, and look at her go.
King just keeps getting better, folks. Look at Lilly King trying to be the match MVP.
Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness.
The queen of breaststroke, still unbeaten. She is the skins winner, first ever skins breaststroke champion, 28-9. Wow, what a performance for Olympic champion Lilly King. Stay right here, we're about to do it in the backstroke right after this. Well, there is your skins winner, Lilly King. Cali Condors with a 98-point lead. Big reason she is now the current leader in the MVP. And why? She scored 50 points, Rowdy, alone using that jackpot time rule in the skins.
I think the way things are going, we're never going to see Caleb Dressel swim skins if Cali keeps swimming like this. They're going to use Lilly King each and every time.
All right, men's skins. Again, this race yesterday was won by the LA Current, if you did not watch. And they had 2 hours to decide what event they would choose. And they chose backstroke. And I think, as far as these teams are concerned, Rowdy, these teams are pretty tight across the board in this 50 backstroke race.
Much more so than the women's 50 breast, no doubt. Murphy won it yesterday, and that's the reason, obviously, they chose it. But he was only 9/100ths of a second ahead of Justin Ress and only 23/100ths of a second ahead of Coleman Stewart. And that's one reason why Jason liked his chances here in this skins race. It did fall apart after that, though, Bernie. So I think this first one right here, Murphy was 91/100ths of a second ahead, sees Tom Shields ahead of the 5th place finisher. So he's almost a full second ahead of the 5th place finisher, and that's all you've got to concentrate on here.
Murphy and Shields in 1 and 2, Stewart and Ress in 3 and 4, Relov and Grievers in 5 and 6 for Energy Standard, and Michael Andrew and Joe Litchfield in 7 and 8 for the New York Breakers. For the first time ever, we have backstroke skins. Only 4 move on.
Well, I think if it goes to form, really, it's the 4th place finisher here between Carter and Manadoo. They tied yesterday, so you've got to believe it's going to be Murphy, Ress, and Stewart, and then someone else.
Look at Murphy, what a turn. He jumps into the lead, and Murphy gets the win, 22-8. Justin Ress moving on. Coleman Stewart moving on, and 4th is Joe Litchfield. Energy Standard, the defending champions. They will not win this match. They are closed out of round number 2 in the backstroke skins.
Yeah, and Reloff and Grievers both are out. And look at that, 3 Americans, top 3 swimmers. Boy, what a start by Ryan Murphy. Just exploded off that block. Look at that far left side of your screen, making it a little easy. He could have easily let back a lot on that race. He went faster there than he did yesterday to win the event. He was 22.99 yesterday, 22.8 here, 23.2 and 23.2 for Ress and Stewart.
Well, can the LA Current use this race to their advantage and try to jump in front of Energy Standard? So Murphy, Stewart, Justin Ress, and Joe Litchfield.
Really, the battle here, it looks like the women's 50 breaststroke as you see the trainers working on the athletes. There's Litchfield right there. Murphy getting out of the water. It's really tight between the 2 teammates, Ress and Stewart. You almost guarantee one of them is going to make the final, which is great. 23-20, 23-26 for those 2. Litchfield was 23-45. Murph does not have to go any faster. He could easily be 23 flat and make the final, and I think he knows that. I think he knows exactly what he has to do to move on to the final, and that's all that matters. He is the consummate pro.
But what a second year, maybe a little redemption for Ryan Murphy. He is owning the backstroke races so far in ISL 2020.
Yeah, you could say a little disappointing summer of 2019. He still swam great, won a lot of medals for the United States. And as I said earlier, still, in my opinion, the best backstroker in the world from 50 to 200. Still the world record holder in the 100 backstroke.
All right, they'll jump in for our second round of backstroke skins, and only 2 will survive this round. Who will it be?
Toss up between Ress and Stewart. There's Stewart right there. There's Murph. Another great start by Murphy, 0.52. Litchfield also had a spectacular start, 0.49 for him. Ress and Coleman Stewart are going to have to chase him down from that start.
Murphy, Litchfield, they turn first. Murphy is miles ahead of the rest of the field, and Litchfield trying to outrun Coleman Stewart. It's Murphy moving on with Litchfield. The Breakers, they've got one into the final.
And what a swim by Litchfield. He just went about 0.3 of a second faster than he went, 0.2 of a second faster than he went in the first heat of that 50 backstroke, and it was all the start. 0.49 on that start for Litchfield. What a start for him. And when you come down to these 50s, Bernie, you have to have full concentration. There's Ryan Murphy, 0.52. You know he's going to have great reaction time, but you just have to pay attention to the start and turn. The 50s just take total focus. I said the other day that anybody can swim the 50. I got a lot of trouble with that. A lot of friends texted me. But, in reality, you do have to be perfect in the 50, especially mentally. That's where it comes into play so much. This is Murphy's race, though, man. Oh, my God.
Wow, look at this. He scores 27 points. Jackpot time rule in effect. So even though Litchfield moves on, he doesn't even earn any points for his effort.
Because he got beat by a second. There's Dave Durden. You saw Dave Durden just shake his hand. That's the head coach of the 2016 Olympic team for the men for the United States, and is still the California Berkeley coach, the head coach of the LA Current, who has done such a great job in putting his team together. David Marsh Out coaching the Team Elite now, who have put so many different athletes on the ISL team. Doing a tremendous job, all the coaches.
Well, again, we are just getting started. This is the first of 5 weeks. We
Oh
have
my gosh.
another match tomorrow.
I'm exhausted just thinking about it.
London, DC Trident, Aqua Centurions, Team Iron tomorrow. Check your local listings. It'll be on Sunday and Monday. But first,
Here we go. You
the
see the
final
clock.
round of the skins coming up.
This one's a pretty easy one to pick, Bernie. Pretty easy one to pick. He may just steal the jackpot points again here. Wouldn't that be something? Cali is just taking it to these teams, though.
Yeah, Cali Condors with a 106-point lead. But first,
Here we go.
the final round of the skins for the first time ever in the backstroke.
Another good start for Litchfield. He was actually a little quicker, and you can see all of a sudden, I mean, I'm sure he's trying, but it's worthless. I mean, there's no point. I mean, you want to try the best you can, obviously, but he knows it's over. And in fact, Murph is going to steal the points.
Ryan Murphy, skins winner, 23-88, snatching the points away. But how about the Cali Condors? They get their first ever ISL win, defeating the defending champions. What a start to ISL 2020. For those of you watching on CBS, coming up next, North Carolina takes on Orlando in the National Women's Soccer League. For Roddy Gaines, Mark Foster, and our entire ISL crew, I'm Bernie Gunther saying so long from Budapest.